5 years ago, I decided to make the commitment to myself in the form of self-care in my journal. I reflect on the now, the yesterday, the future for me. And I'm so glad I did that. Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. And today is an exciting day because today is the first day that 5 years ago that I decided to start journaling, and it was part of my self-care, and I have not stopped since. So we're talking 1,827 days that I had dedicated and committed to taking care of my mental health. And I wanted to do like something different this time around because every year I do a tribute. And we're going to talk about 5 things that I have learned. So in the beginning I showed you all the journal. I went from the regular journal to Hobonichi to now I make my own journals, and I love the experience, and that contributed to me continuing. This is the current journal that I'm using that I absolutely love, and we're gonna, with my other journal, this is my reading and idea journal. Here's 5 questions. So we're going to start with the heaviest one of them all. And this but 5 things that I've learned. And the first one is, in order to heal, I have to be kind to myself. And the reason why I wrote this is because my journal is a raw emotional moment, and how I see myself is on the pages. So there are times when I dig so deep into myself that I critique myself without giving myself any mercy, and which is not necessarily bad all the time. You do want to be absolutely honest with yourself in your journal, but there are moments where I have to remind myself to be kind to myself, that yes, I've made mistakes, but it's not the end of the world kind of reaction, and other feelings that I have to navigate through over time. And it is a continuous moment with myself in my journal, and process of healing is different for different situations that I've had to experience, especially in the last 5 years. I have experienced a lot of positive things, but I've also had to deal with grief. I also had to deal with regret, and I also had to deal with those mistakes that I had, those coulda shoulda moments that happened, and I have to learn to live with it, that kind of deal. So that's the hardest one. Then number 2 is the uneventful days is just as important as the good and bad ones. That's something I didn't really get until towards the end of the first year. And I realized by journaling every day, I capture those moments that didn't have those high or low emotion. There's just flat in between. And those moments are very important when I hit those other good and bad moments. And to highlight those in my journal made my journal becomes more than just a drain or a drag or just this negative environment that I'm routinely going towards every day as far as writing. So the uneventful days are just as important. Love that. 3, how and why a journal can change over time. And that is very true. What pushed me to journal in the beginning was stress, and what made me continue is the creative avenue that I opened for myself, the space to be able to think, and to be me, and to have those thoughts that are sometimes don't make no sense at the time, but that's okay, because over time I realized I was like, oh, that's why my mind was going there. because I wasn't honest, or wasn't, not necessarily honest, but I never tapped into that moment that was still bothering me, or that moment that was still motivate me to do something, that kind of mindset I was in. And then 4, which is kind of go off 3, is it's okay to change journaling routine. I had to do that a couple of times because in the last 5 years my schedule changed dramatically. My job position changed as well, and how I journal and when I journal had to change to accommodate the lifestyle change. So I think because I'm a routine person, and I don't know if how many people are a routine person, where you have this routine and you like to stick to it, and if anything gets in the way that can prevent you from doing what you always do every day, it can throw you off emotionally, and it can make you discourage you to even want to do anything. You get to that moment where you feel like you're not yourself because a routine was changed. And I had to learn, and a lot of my routine also comes where it is tied to comfort. I am a big person when it comes to comfort, and comfort is also my kryptonite, because if I'm too comfortable in something, I won't push through and try something else, because I like that kind of space that I'm in. So I had to learn to change routine and stick to it, and so far I've been doing it for the last couple of months, and I hope to continue that. And again, if it has to be changed again, I hope I can push through and adjust. And the last one is, I said I always learn something new about myself. Some I embrace and others a bit scary, and I have to learn to navigate through it. And yes, I think as with anything in life, you're going to learn something new about yourself, and you want it all to be good, but there are some things that you learn about yourself that can be a bit scary, or you don't want to identify it, you don't want to even think about it, because it might require change. And like I said before, with routine change, with things that you're so used to doing all the time that you realize not necessarily a good thing. And I think for the last year, mine is I've been isolating myself a bit too much, and this year I committed to be a little bit more social. Still have my boundaries, still have my limit, still know when to cut if it gets too much for me. And that's something I did not realize I was doing, and how negative it can be to be so a loner. I constantly wanted to be by myself. Especially last year, I did not want to socialize at all. And I find this year I kind of got through it. I used something else to motivate me, i.e. the sewing situation. And it helped because I feel good going out knowing I'm wearing something that I made. But it also made the comfort level ease a bit. And I noticed even a week ago I went to a party, and at first it was just like, why am I here? Like, I want to go home. That was my initial reaction. And over time I had to like relax, because I'm amongst people who are friends, amongst people I know. I shouldn't feel like this, but I do have those moments still that socializing, it is not my thing. And I go out, but I go out alone, and I do that a lot because I'm comfortable. I'm still navigating through that one, guys. And even I can invite people, I still won't do it. I would just be like, oh, I'm going to this. I went to the Brooklyn Festival. I never even thought to ask anybody they want to go. I didn't. So it's something I'm still working through, and why I feel the need to constantly do things alone when I don't necessarily have to, but it's a comfort zone. I just feel comfortable just going and doing things alone. So yeah, I'm working through it, guys. So those are the 5 If you are on this journaling challenge with me, if you have been, not necessarily a challenge, but a lifestyle, because this is definitely not a challenge, this is a lifestyle. It is something that is a part of me. If you've been journaling daily, if you have maybe did it for a year, let me know in the comment if it's something that you're interested in doing, and you want to be able to journal like this for a while. Let me know. I also think that I collect them. I keep these journal every so often. I will go through some just to like reflect on that year, or reflect on that time period and where my mind was. And it also makes me see if things, how my healing process is going when it comes to certain things, because I am sort of a creature of habit. That's one thing I've also learned. And I find that at a certain time of the year, how I feel is you know, seasonal. I do get the seasonal blues, I guess what you would call, and how I navigate through it. It's kind of interesting to read those part of my journal. But other than that, I am very happy with the decision I made and committed to 5 years ago. And if you are not new, if you're new and you're not familiar with my journaling challenge that I do every couple of months, and next month will be the 5 years I've done that challenge, I will definitely have more on that with the calendar and what we're planning on doing for November. So you can try with me, because I do use word prompt as my way of journaling every day. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one, and thanks for watching. And yeah, 5 years. All right, guys, bye.